without any doubt, the greatest bodybuilding show on earth.
You don't want to miss this.
Best show in the world.
Well, I'm very excited.
Best Arnold weekend ever.
To your winner, Derek Lunsford.
Let's go.
Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding updates. The first thing we got is breaking news. Mike Sommerfeld finally made the weight and the time zone, and everything is fine. Mike Sommerfeld will be competing at the Arnold Classic UK in the Classic Physique category. He will be facing Wesley Vissers. It's gonna be a very, very interesting show. Honestly, guys, right now, I have no idea who is going to win. We'll talk about this in a second, but yes, again, Mike made the weight. Mike's official weight at the Arnold Classic UK is 203.6 pounds. As you guys know, his weight limit is 204, so yeah, he made it. See how easy it actually is when you're not planning on trying to cheat the system. Now, as far as who is going to win this show, to be honest, guys, I have no clue. On one hand, we have Mike, who is definitely a more complete bodybuilder competitor. He doesn't have a lot of flaws, if any. Like, what are Mike's flaws? To be honest, I don't think there are many of them. Like, you can say maybe the details in his upper chest, shoulder area. Maybe his physique is not exactly the most classic one, but I wouldn't say it's not classic. It's pretty classic. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe hamstring details and thickness, but really we're nitpicking at this point. Wesley Vissers, on the other hand, has some flaws. Like, for example, his abs are not very deep. His abs and thighs pose is not that great. His legs are definitely way smaller than Mike's. Let's not say his legs are small, but they're definitely the biggest legs, and next to Mike, they will be exposed from the front and also from the back as well. The details in the glutes and the hamstrings, and I would say the conditioning in the lower back and overall at the Arnold Classic, he wasn't exactly peeled the way he was back in 2024. And also, Mike Sommerfeld gets super shredded at all of his shows, especially when he is chasing down his weight capping classic. However, what Wesley does have is phenomenally classical lines. Right? He's basically a second coming of Arnold, or as Arnold would say, a Lou Ferrigno, but really, to all of us, the rest of the world, Wesley looks a lot like Arnold, and he does have those classic lines, classic physique. Also, he has the height, he has the structure, the frame, he's huge. He did improve his legs. They're still on the smaller side, but he improved them. And what he also has is, I would say, the favor of the judges, because he is the defending champion at the Arnold Classic, and also he didn't try to cheat the system. He didn't try to get in at a taller height and a higher weight a couple of times now. He also didn't try to get in Detroit after the registration was over. So I don't know. I don't know if the IFBB really loves Mike so much at this point. But, you know, the way they acted at the Arnold Classic, they didn't let him in, even though he's a big name guy. I'm pretty sure the Arnold Classic and the IFBB are gonna be correct. They're gonna judge this show exactly the way it should be judged. And if we're talking about strictly physiques, I still don't know. Like, would you go with completeness and better conditioning, possibly, probably, or with the wow factor and good lines, classic lines, the size, and just the overwhelming wow factor. Let's say wow factor, not freak factor. But you guys tell me down below, who do you think? If I had to say one name, I would still go with Mike. I don't like the guy. I know you don't either, but I still think he's a more complete of a competitor. So I think he's going to win this. We'll see what this will look like tomorrow on stage. Is Wesley going to be that overwhelming with his size and presence? I don't know, but right now I still do have Mike winning. Now, these two guys are making these photos together. They're kind of making it seem like they actually like each other, like they're friends or something. I mean, we know they don't like each other because they're competitors, but they kind of look like, yeah, they are competitors, but they're cool. But I don't think they're cool, guys, because take a listen to what Wesley Wissers thinks about Mike and why he missed the weight at the Arnold.
Can you understand what Mike was thinking to risk the title and the 100K? What did he think coming into this show?
I think if I was in his shoes, I think he thinks that he doesn't stand a chance to win for sure if he doesn't come at that weight. So what he did is thinking, I'm going to get remeasured at the Arnold, Ohio. He had a whole team around him, a chiropractor, I don't know what else he tried to get taller. Because that same guy, he's supposedly an expert on making adjustments in the body. And I don't know exactly what was said to him at the Olympia. Everybody who was measured there, that's your height for good. That's locked in. I don't know exactly what happened in the weigh-in room, but they probably didn't even get his height at all. They just put him on the scale with the weight limit of the Olympia, and they didn't account for not being able to get reheighted. I think they really took a gamble on his presence that he's not a regular athlete. But then the Arnold, which is what I commend them for, is they don't care who you are, no matter how many times you won, if you're making your pro debut or you're a veteran, they don't care. Everybody gets treated under the same rules. I think it just was a perfect storm, basically. So everything went wrong for him. When the sport is being honest and like this and transparent, that's something that can happen like this.
You gotta agree with Wesley, guys. You gotta agree. And also he saw that guy that does these things, that's gonna help you get taller. So that was obviously Mike's plan. And when they actually told him he can't compete like that, he probably could have lost those pounds in a sauna or something, but he didn't want to sacrifice the look. He wasn't happy. He knew that he wouldn't be at his best if he had to lose so much weight so fast. So he decided to pull out of the Arnold. I said the same things, guys, myself, but Wesley can also see through Mike's BS, and he knows who Mike is. He's playing this role of Mike's rival, but they're still friendly competitors. But yeah, we can see how Wesley actually feels like. Now, in the same class, we'll also see Sam Sulek, guys, in classic physique, of course. But in his Q&A, Sam was asked one very interesting question. That's basically what everybody is speculating about. Is Sam Sulek going to switch to the Open? One day it would make sense, right? Because he is already almost at the max of his weight cap in Classic, and he's nowhere near the size and the look of the other Classic guys like Wesley Wissers, like Mike Sommerfeld. So Sam doesn't really have the greatest potential to be like a top Olympian in Classic, but if he put on enough size, he could be a pretty good Open guy. So let's hear what Sam has to say on this.
Thoughts on possibly moving to Open? I get this question a lot. I get the, oh, Sam, are you gonna jump to Open? And it's like, how quick do you think I'm gonna grow? You know, like how easily do you think it is to put on like 30 pounds of muscle? You know, I'm still under my weight cap for Classic. I would never move to Open unless I somehow couldn't make weight, and I'll always be able to make weight for Classic. And then if we're just describing like a look, like what's endgame Sam gonna look like? I used to definitely think I was gonna be a 300 pounder, like off season 300 pound Sam wasn't even a question. It was gonna happen. Now I'm a little bit more like in that sort of mid 200s, you know. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Okay, I mean, I gotta say, it makes sense, but I was kind of, honestly, I was surprised because I was following Sam when he started, basically, and remember him talking about how his goal is to get huge, to be Open bodybuilding huge. And I guess that changed somewhere along the way. Is it now different because he doesn't believe in himself and he doesn't think that he can actually be that big? Or because he just realized he doesn't want to ruin his health and his, well, really, that's it, his health because of a division. And he can be still kind of, not maybe he can be competitive in classic, but at lower level shows, not these high level shows. He didn't beat anybody at Eddie Arnold. Yeah, he beat 2 guys officially, but we all know that was a gift. So he can be a pro at the lowest level, basically at this point, but he says he is not at the weight limit yet, which means he probably has another couple of pounds, not a lot. So once he actually reaches that weight cap in classic, he'll be a little bit better, but with his shape and structure, he will never be great. He will never be a really good classic physique competitor. So it does make sense for him to move to the open if he wants to be really competitive. I don't know if that's his plan. It would make a ton of sense if his plan was just to stay in classic, make YouTube videos as a classic guy, compete, and it doesn't really matter where he places. He still has one of the biggest fitness, bodybuilding, whatever channels on YouTube. He's going to be making a lot of money. He probably invested a lot of money he already made into some other business. So for him, it's not about the money. It's about doing what he enjoys. And if he doesn't enjoy trying to grow and be 300 pounds in the off season and 250 on stage, he doesn't need to do it. Again, I kind of thought he had that in himself, but as you're getting older, your priorities change and you start to think differently. So yeah, I'm guessing Sam is maturing here, is realizing that he doesn't need to sacrifice so much and actually do open bodybuilding when he can still be, he can still enjoy bodybuilding and be pretty big in classic. And I guess that's what he's gonna continue doing. Now, the next thing we got is something from Hassan Mostafa at basically 1 day out of the Arnold Classic UK. Do you guys think Hassan got in shape? Well, this photo that I saw kind of looked like he could be a little bit sharper than the last time we saw him. That side leg looks pretty shredded. His shoulders and arms kind of look pretty lean. Here in this photo, not that much, but he kind of does look hard and dry. But are there any details here? I don't see them, not too many details, but he does kind of look dry. Maybe it's just a filter. It could be, probably, because here is a photo of his entire physique. The most muscular, a strong pose for him, but still, we can see clearly what his conditioning is like. Is it improved? Possibly, it could be. Is this a good conditioning? Nah, he couldn't have gotten good conditioning in like, how many, 3 weeks? So, yeah, he's okay. He's better, but on that stage, he'll still probably, most definitely, be the least conditioned guy. And from the back, he's probably going to still have like pretty fat glutes. So, no, I don't think Hassan did it, but yeah, does it look better? Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just the lighting, but I think he improved the conditioning, not by a ton, but we'll see tomorrow on stage how bad his conditioning will be. And the final thing we got is something really interesting said by Andrew Jack, a really interesting suggestion. Before I say anything, guys, hear what Andrew actually has to say.
Yeah, one call out, just me and Samson, and then like give us like 8 to 10 minutes, set the roof on fire, let us just do our thing, go side to side, cross each other, hype the crowds up, and then come back to the middle and let the judge do their thing. That would be awesome.
All right. I mean, this is just a suggestion, and there are pretty freaking big chances that this actually might happen. Now, it doesn't have to go down this way. If Samson doesn't deliver the conditioning or completely fails with a peak week, which is possible because he really nailed it once, everything else is kind of hit or miss. So we don't know if Samson is going to bring it. At this point, we can be pretty sure that Andrew is going to deliver something pretty good. But then again, on the Mr. Olympia, they're still facing Derek Lunsford. Say what you will about Derek, he won the Mr. Olympia twice. So obviously he has something. And for these two guys to be that much better than Derek, for the judges, for the head judge to remove Derek from the first call out, to have a two-man call out with Andrew and Samson. That's absolutely possible. It could happen, but is it likely? I don't know. I want to believe that this can be the scenario, because I do prefer the taller physiques to dominate the Mr. Olympia, of course. But Derek is still very good. I don't know if they can actually just do that. And also, what if actually Derek is the winner and maybe Hadi is in second, and then it's Samson and Andrew fighting for third? Then also we could see this call out. But what Andrew is saying, no matter the result, no matter who is placing where, they should give us this call out just for fun to see Samson and Andrew compared. But I don't think the IFBB is going to do this until they're actually that close and fighting for the title. And I think it is very possible that this could be the year that happens. And we kind of had a pretty good build-up up until this point. We still didn't see this. Two-man call out, Andrew and Samson at their best. But if this year they deliver, maybe they don't need to be 100%. But if both of them are at like 90%, with the way the judging is these days, the direction it's actually taking, it's very possible that it's going to be our top two, and we're actually going to see a two-man call out, just Andrew, just Samson. What Andrew says gives us like 8 to 10 minutes to pose. That's probably too long, but it wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, guys, to watch those freaks, the freakiest bodybuilders of the day, the biggest guys, with also good structure, good shape and everything, that would make a hell of a show. That could go mainstream, basically. If the people who don't follow bodybuilding saw a reel of these two monsters battling it out on stage, one next to another, that would kind of send a message to the world that bodybuilding is freaking hardcore today. On the other hand, if we have two, well, let's be honest, two midgets, like two dwarfs. I don't know what word would I say not to be offensive. I don't know. Too short, really short guys, right? 5'2" or whatever, however tall, 5'5". I mean, what's their height really? Derek and Hadi. If that's the top two, I get it. Last year they deserved it, but still, for the public to see that in a reel on IG, for example, what kind of a look is that for the Mr. Olympia? Two tiny guys, short guys going against one another. That's not impressive. As Dorian says, the best bodybuilder in the world should be a big freaking guy. That's why open is open and 212 is for the shorter guys. So again, I hope this is the case, but for that to be the case, these guys need to bring it, need to be at least 90%, which I believe pretty firmly it's gonna be the case this year. And guys, I'm speaking my mind. And guys, I'm over here saying some controversial stuff maybe, but someone wise from the bodybuilding world told me just a moment ago that if I'm being honest and if I say my opinions and they are true opinions, I actually mean them. It doesn't matter if they hurt someone's feelings. They are honest opinions, and you can never be wrong for saying something that you really think, really believe, especially if everybody else thinks the same thing. So that's my take, guys. Whatever you think, tell me down below in the comments. Whatever you think about Mike making the weight, Mike versus Wesley, Sam going to the open, down below in the comments, guys. See you soon. All the best, and bye-bye.